situation may seem. You gotta stretch your faith. You gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep on pressing through your obstacles. It doesn't matter what your situation is. It doesn't matter what your obstacles may be. You gotta stretch your faith. Welcome, 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 everyone. It is your songstress, your inspirational healer, your birthing doula, postpartum doula, your sister, your girl, Cynthia J on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Hit that like button as I'm sitting here giving y'all highs and hugs back, and share, share, share. If we get disconnected, you can also follow me on at Cynthia J22 on YouTube. You can definitely find all my information up there. But other than that, how was everyone weekend? How was everyone's week from the previous weekend is what I mean. I know that for some, if you was in the East Coast, up and down, we had some rain. Yes, some rain. And you already know the springtime is hitting. So if you have consumed some of that pollen, for those who receive and get allergies, please make sure that I always say every year for those who end up having allergies, make sure that you always, when you're going outside and coming back in, to always wipe your hair down, your face down, your body down, or take a full-fledged, full shower and wash everything. Because that pollen, you do not want to get that pollen back into your bed. I repeat, you don't want that pollen in your bed. And I always make sure that I say that to most people, because sometimes we so comfortable and get used to doing things where we just automatically jump back in bed and we thinking that, oh, it's okay. No, this is not wintertime. Even though there's still allergies during the wintertime season, not like the way it is for pollen for those who live on the East Coast. Can't speak for other areas, but only in the East Coast. But with that being said, while I'm straightening up my camera, guys, sorry about that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, for those who are first time meeting your sister, again, I am Cynthia J on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. I'm not going to keep you guys on here too long tonight. If you are from the DMV area, salute, shout out to all my brothers and sisters in the DMV area in the United States. For those who follow me internationally, welcome. Go ahead and show some love, show some love. For those who are in the Midwest and the West Coast, thank you for chiming on in. Show your girls some love. But with that being said, I just want to give y'all a little bit updates of what's been going on, not just here, but around the world. For those don't know, please, again, if you're going to be traveling on airplanes, they just had another incident in New York not long ago pertaining to an airplane issue. And again, some planes are being crashed. We've also had multiple solars going on. We've had this weather. Like, for those who don't know, if you're in the East Coast, some people think that hurricane season is supposed to be closer to the fall. No, hurricane season starts about around March, going to April, all the way until about December. So if you're traveling, please be careful, because there's been a lot of issues and things posted online showing that there has been multiple traveling issues. But for other breaking news, for those who are unaware of it, it has been recently said that Angie Stone's daughter has spoken out, due to all the alleged information that is still being investigated. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, and share for those who are just chiming on in. But yeah, definitely their family is speaking out a little bit more about this situation. I mean, it's about time because it needs to be spoken out. Hey, love, I see you, my love. And I'm glad that family members are speaking more out about this situation, especially with her daughter. Her son had already spoke out about it about a month ago. But again, from what the article stated, that her daughter had a conversation about telling her mother not to, travel as much, especially getting in the vehicle. And quote unquote of what was said, she stated that her mom said that, hey, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. And, to hear that, it's good to hear that because majority of the time we get so comfortable in being scared, but see, our beloved legendary Angie Stone, our beloved sister, made it very clear that she said, as she is still here on earth, that she was going to do what was necessary, no matter the cost, what was deemed necessary and what needed to be necessary. Because again, for those who may not know the logistics of the music industry, those who are just getting into knowing what's happening in the music industry, you have to be very careful because, as we know, people sign these contracts. They believe that they started off great. For those who know, the legendary Angie Stone started with an amazing female rap group back in the late 70s. And to be able to have an opportunity and be growing up from a musical background from her father and knowing her passion and all that you put into your music, the soul of your heart, be taken away with nothing to show forth. Besides, I can't say she didn't have nothing to show forth. She brought beautiful children. She left groundbreaking legacy in her music to those that hits the soul. She's done, her and others have done things that our minds can't even fabricate to do. So, with that being said, again, to know that her daughter was speaking on this passing, it's definitely necessary to know about. And so, for those who haven't got a chance, you can definitely look that up on breakingnews.com or any other social media that's out there that giving you current information, current updates, and what's going on, especially in the area. So please be mindful. Be mindful. You hear me saying that. Be mindful. So with that being said, also people are still getting upset about the situation with President Trump, where he wants to deport, they say, deport U.S. citizens convicted of crimes. That's what the social media says, but who's to say? Where are you going to deport U.S. citizens unless these U.S. citizens are people who were not U.S. citizens first and they come from places and then came here and received their citizenship? I just sometimes social media, you got to be very careful with it because it's crazy. It's crazy because social media sometimes with these AI things or whatever, or the people that's writing these articles, they put more up there what needs to be said. But on other breaking news, especially with another artist, Little Nas X, for those who didn't hear, he had been hospitalized. And it said that after the rapper appears to suffer from a facial paralyzed situation suddenly, this is coming from the Mirror US article. They said Old Town Road, Little Nas X is hospitalized after becoming unable to move his face. Y'all hear that? Unable to move his face. Now, in some cases, people have issues with being unable to move their face. Comes from sometimes strokes. Can also come from a muscle issue or nerve issue. But here it says he took to Instagram on Monday night to upload a video of himself explaining he was lying in the hospital bed. The 26-year-old music, this is going from the article, sensation focused on the camera on his face, showing that half of his face didn't move, even though he tried his hardest to get it to move. When smiles. This is me doing a full smile right now, by the way. This is what he's saying. And Scoop rapper singer said in the clip as he attempted to give a full smile. Now it also says it's like, and here we don't use foul language. He said the F bomb. Can't even laugh. He said, "Oh my God, so oh my God, bro," and other yada yada yada. I'm not even gonna get into all that. Meaning broken up English. But anyway, he took a few clips of himself for those who can see it. Little Nas X. He took a picture of himself, and it's just this side is saying you can see the eye. I don't know for those who can see it on my wrist stream live, y'all can see that eye. And those who are TikTok, if y'all can see his eye, it looked like he's just squinting, but he's not. You can actually tell in that photo that his eye is like this, and this one like this. I'm trying to do it, but. But anyway, he also had many people support him on his post about this situation. And like he said, he had a boss lose sensation control on the left side of his body. So it says it's turned out it was only temporarily because of stress. Now that can be the case too. Sometimes stress can shock those nerves and those muscles and stiffen it up. So hoping that it's just stress, it was sending his love. So I'm not besides the first song Lil Nas X came into, everybody was loving it. Peace and blessings, my beautiful sister. Welcome over stream and YouTube Live and Facebook. I see you. But for those who listen to Lil Nas X music now, I don't. I have to remind myself where I am at and where I flow. And this is no judge, but this is just speaking the truth. And so, with that being said, and that situation with him is very sad, especially as a black young man who may dabble on other things. But again, this is one of the reasons why it's so important to take care of yourself, lessen the stress on whatever it is that you do, focus on your health. And I say speak that to myself too, because I'm far from perfect. We all fall a little bit behind on when it comes to our health and things like that. But other than that, let's be mindful of why it's so important to focus on your health, not just for older generation, but even for younger generation. As you can see, I'm meeting younger generation in their 20s, getting heart attack, stroke, other issues at a very young age, guys. And let's, pay attention to that, please. Like I had to tell one of a peer that I met earlier today. They wanted to go to McDonald's. Are you kidding me? Who eats McDonald's food? You should be shaming yourself if you still eat McDonald's food. Exactly. We all are far from perfect, but God's getting tired of people mocking him. It sure is. He sure is. Definitely getting tired of people mocking. Definitely getting tired of people playing with their lives. Remember, your body is a temple. Whatever you eat, whatever you see, these eyes, these ears, this mouth, these nose, every area is a portal. It is an open gateway. And so, with that being said, be mindful of what you're doing to yourself. Come on now, because there's too many of us lying around here with too many issues going on. But also, with that being said, why this else is on my mind? I don't know. Did you guys watch the clipping of them saying Gail, Oprah was concerned for her because she's supposed to be on the spacecraft thing? I'm like, are you kidding me? See, I can get a little deep into the whole spacecraft thing and going out into space, but some people still believe the world is round. For real. And so, with that being said, I don't know what would make them decide to say, hey, let's go into the orbit. We already know the orbit is for minutes. So, for those who are out of the sleep and have woken up and now in the awakening stage and know and know and know, with a shadow, without a shadow of a doubt, who want to go up there and do that? Like, what made her want to do that at that age? Like, seriously. And she got her friend Oprah up here concerned for her. That's all I gotta say. Pray for people. Pray for them, because the things we are dealing with today is crazy. But also, did you guys catch the solar storm we had? Did y'all notice? I mean, I know over here, but I noticed that my cell phone reception, and we still in the mid-gray of it, was not working very clearly. I've even had other people tell me that their cell phone reception was very, 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 very kind of janky. So definitely pay attention to that. Because like in some places, the areas of the spheres, you can see like the solar flare in some places. Especially I've seen people in other articles and other videos speaking that it has happened in Florida. You said they didn't go anywhere. They sure didn't. That's one of my beautiful sisters speaking on that Gail and them and other women who went on that spacecraft didn't go nowhere. You got that right. But on other news for the young brother, let me go ahead and pull him up. You know what is funny to me, and I'm going to speak on this because as a Black American sister, foundational, grassroots, who's grown up and seen all kinds of things throughout my life. And you try to not to make this about race, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, because it's look at the people that started it. Look at the individuals and the co-ops, and I'm gonna call them the corps, and the occult ones, and the people behind the scenes from generation to generation, century to century, has caused this and started division. However, again, I'm going to read this article. So here, the title, this is coming from the U.S. Sun, and they're saying the killer Carmelo Anthony's family bought a car and showed with Amazon gifts as he's freed over autism Metcalf murder. Now, the family of the teen accused of stabbing a promising student athlete. This is what they say, quote unquote. I'm reading this article because other people are seeing so many different type of articles. They need to really know what's going on there. And they also said made lavish purchases and been inundated with deliveries at their home. Exactly. I love how one of the sisters said here said bullying at its best. Exactly. So we all did a GoFundMe for this young man. And you see how other articles were down a young Black young man. And I never said that, he was guilty. And I never said he was innocent. But I will say this, from my knowledge and for what really after digging in deep, and thank God for other Black medias and other true medias that are for the people, that you can tell when there's other groups or other medias out here that are really trying to go against a young Black man who didn't bother nobody. His main focus is what he was focused on. And the sad thing is, you have social media and all these other places trying to down this young man, trying to make him look like a bad guy, making him look so suspect, make him look like a murderer. And it's very hurtful. It's very hurtful to see this. This young man who not only he had to defend for himself, yet again, you're hearing from other articles what they say differently. And they are saying that he had to fight not one, two people off him. Exactly. Our dear sister says they hate when we come together and help each other. They rather for us to stay going against each other. But we are waking up. I love that. We are waking up. Go ahead and hit that like button, give some hearts, and subscribe and share. If you're on TikTok, I'm your girl, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. You could also follow me on YouTube at Cynthia J22 and Facebook and Instagram at CynthiaJ.gospel. And on Twitter, A_anointed. So, the crazy thing about that, and it's so true what she's saying, as you continue to read it, it says here, the 17-year-old was released from jail Monday. Yes. Let's be fair, because other people get released. Some people, they don't even get half of what, I hate to say it, my background of people would get. Like, we'll be locked up immediately. Others shot up, whatever. Think about this. Here we go. We're going to continue. Weeks after the alleged knifing, Austin Metcalf, also 17, at a high school track meet. Again, young men. I'm not even going to show their faces at the moment, but young men, different athletic backgrounds. One in the track, the other football player. Again, help me to figure this out. The Anthonys are said to be renting a home value. Now, see that, you see how they going? I already see where it's going. You see where it's going? I ain't even started getting to it on a card. Come on now. Seem to value around 8,600 and 8,600 863,000. I can't even get the word out of my mouth today. That tell you I need to go to bed. But anyway, with that being said, right here, why are you worried about how much they're paying for their house? How much you even know how much their house is valued for? Come on now. And even if it was valued that and they're renting it, they're renting. What they got to do with you? And that's renting. They didn't buy, they're renting. As a sister speaks here, she said he was defending himself, and in his state, he had the right to defend himself. Exactly. So what does defending himself got to do with what they're saying about the home that's valued around 800,000? Come on. Are you kidding me? And they in Texas. And then they said the neighborhoods have claimed the family has made lavish purchases. How would they know that? Who sent out the claim? They going around asking people? Are these people posting it? Let's see. They say he's got a new car. One local told the man the family has been, are you serious? Having Amazon packages, Domino pizza was delivered. So these people are really taking the time to really watch people what they're doing. We're going to keep going. But he has to wear an ankle monitor and comply with restriction conditions. Okay? When all these other individuals was out here unaliving people on this end of the spectrum, they was out there getting GoFundMes, doing what they was doing, lavishing, getting lawyers, buying new houses, all kinds of stuff. Exactly. I love how you have brothers and sisters that work with you. Right here, she said, right, how you know how much the house is valued. Also, his lawyer made a statement that they hadn't purchased anything with the GoFundMe money. Exactly. That's what is spoken in the other articles by Black media and other medias that are outside of that who are supporting allies. Yes. So this goes to show you, why is there other articles like this coming from, and I quote, the U.S. Sun. U.S. Sun. Come on now. This is how you know where they put things out there so they can get other people in other areas all riled up and just start making up allegations, jumping the gun, causing. This is how division starts. For real, we want to say it. This is how it starts. Then it goes to say, he must be supervised by an adult and checked in with the judge and bailiff on Friday morning. He is also banned from using social media and cannot contact the McClaff family. His family has been also inundated with donations, now totaling more to 400,040. So how would they, again, they're calculating this stuff. So somebody's going back, getting their little thing, and then they up here just ad-libbing and adding. Here we go again. Exactly. Here goes another comment. It is okay for the YT people to take a life and live their best life while BLK people fight for justice while burying their loved ones. And you know what's so sad about that? It's the truth. You can't change the truth. You can't run from the truth. You can try to cover up the truth all day long. But what the spiritual words say, the truth come out into the light. The truth comes out into the light. So they can hide in any kind of way. And again, to those who do follow me, who are great allies, I salute you for following me. Because at the end of the day, we are still brothers and sisters. But for those who are not, who have hatred in their heart, is still doing what they doing, I love you, but that don't mean I have to tolerate it. That don't mean we have to accept it nor tolerate it. Because at the end of the day, we're going to fight for what's right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. It's like a mother, bear cub, protecting her ling. Or those who have to survive, they got to fight to survive, fight to live. Even when you ain't do nothing wrong. You keep it to yourself. Doing what you're supposed to do. But it's a sad shame, the world we live in. And I just had to read that because some people, they don't understand that out here there are so many different things that we have to be very careful what's out here. Like, seriously. So many things out here that can misconstrue, that can cause division, that can easily just catch people. Some people are so easy to manipulate. We live in a society of easy manipulators. Yeah, we do. We do. We do. And also, it has been said that this young man's mother spoke in about 5 hours ago. So, I'm going to go ahead and try to share that later on when I can. But right here, for those who follow WFAA, it was said about 5 hours ago that the mother had spoken at a conference meeting. Excuse me, you guys. And I'm glad that the mother is speaking up. I would definitely love to see where the father is at in this situation too as well, because we need more of our male men, our divine brothers, our divine kings, the gods I call them, because we all come from the creation of God. And so with that being said, I'm glad that she is speaking out on this. Also, our sister said they have their own opinion and facts, but the only thing that changes facts is truth. Woo! Fire. Let me repeat that again for those who just chiming on in. Let me say that again. They have their opinions. But you know what's so tricky with that? They can take an opinion and make it seem like it's the truth. Make it seem like it's got all the facts. They sauce it up at the beginning, then they smear it on out and smack it in the middle and makes it seem like the middle is the end. But as our sister here has spoken, she said they have their opinions and facts. But only one thing that changes is that facts is the truth. It is. Facts are the truth. Facts are so much the truth that it will dive deeper to find the hidden truth that they don't want you to know. Eventually, it will be exposed, whether they like it or not. For real. So with that being said, make sure y'all paying attention. Listen to every detailed word they use. Every detailed word. And with that being said, why this is in my spirit, please, if there are any Black American lawyers out here, please put your information in the comments. If you know any that's out here, please share that information. DM me, or you can also email me at cynthiaj.gospel. cynthiaj.gospel at cynthiaj.gospel at gmail. cynthiaj.gospel at gmail. For those who are on my YouTube, you can go ahead and just type in the information and put it in the comments, and I'll definitely get back and look through that later. For those who are right here on my TikTok and other Restream Lives, please make sure that you DM me, because it's so important. We need true go-getters. We need some shark biters. We need some ground shakers. Rooted individuals that's standing on solid rock that cannot be broken. Those are the type we need out here, for real, for real. Because with that being said, we don't need no yada yada coonies out here. We don't need no sometimers. We don't need no what maybe or this could or it's possibility. No. We need those who are for real, for real. Yes. Yes. For real, for real. Ride a lifers. That's what we need. So with that being said, please make sure anything that you're listening to and that you're watching, you really take the time to dissect the way how they word things and what particular words that they use. Because they're tricking every individual. And I was one of them at one time. That's why it's very important you listen. Spiritual thing that's spoken in the word of God speaks and says, be quick to hear, slow to speak. Quick to hear, slow to speak. And I leave you with that, because there's too many of us out here that's leaving this earth too fast. But last and not least, why this is also on my mind, if y'all are living in the East Coast, especially in the DMV area and the DC area, be careful, because they are saying that there is another exposure of the measles and mumps. It was one exposure that was found at the Five Guys in Northwest area. And this was about a couple of days ago. It stated that the district is dealing with another measles exposure. That is the second in less than a month. DC Health said that the affected person was at the Five Guys restaurant next to the station, Metro Rail station. This was this month in between 3:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. They said, I had heard about it and I don't think I would eat at that place. One of the customers said. DC Health investigating measles exposure at Five Guys. They also have not said if the person was infected at the workplace, at the restaurant, or just a customer. So this is still under investigation as well. Some people saying they won't be eating there for a while. It's not a surprise. Again, please take care of yourselves. If you work in a restaurant industry, and for those who do and don't take care of personal hygiene, I really suggest that you work on that and find another occupation, another career, or job, or whatever you want to call it. Because if you are an individual who is not fairly and annually clean and take care of your health and the health of others, that is one type of field you should not be working in. There are too many restaurants with too many people and allowing too many things. And I share that as my personal experience with someone who went to school for that background. And that is something that I am 100% over 100 am anal about. I do not play when it comes to sanitation. I should have been a health inspector. I should have been a health inspector. I don't play, because there's too many diseases that's easy to spread. And it's unnecessary. And that's how people get sick. I can tell you this personal experience, and then we are out. I remember my family and I used to love going to Golden Corral. If you've never been to Golden Corral in the U.S., for those who are international, Golden Corral is a buffet restaurant establishment that will cook all types of food for you. Southern food to the core, meaning down south. They will sometimes even have other international foods besides maybe African food and maybe a few Vietnamese or Asian foods, whatever you want to call it. And so, anyway, but they have a big dessert line. I'm sitting at the table and I'm eating my cabbage. Had a whole full plate of vegetables, and the only thing I was eating at that time was bread. I ain't even put no meat on my plate. And I sit there facing the buffet because I like to see. I don't like to have my back turned. I like to see. All the little kids getting in the line. You got the chocolate fountain, ice cream, cookies, all kinds of things. I see two of these little kids, two little Hispanic kids, pick up strawberry, dip it in a chocolate fountain, bite on it, run away. Come back with that same strawberry. And they put it in a fountain again and bite on it. They did it a second time with a new fresh one. Repeated it. That's 4 now. I got up because I had to stop my child from going to it. And I had to tell the person behind the counter that they need to remove the chocolate fountain. I explained to them what was done. Do you know, I went back to my seat. 20 minutes later, that chocolate fountain was still there. And I seen grown adults was getting ready to walk up. People was walking, and I stopped them. And I said, do not put your stuff in there, guys, because little kids put their hand in there with their little strawberry stick, did it, dipped it back in, because that's recycling again. Once I said that, I called for a manager because that individual did not listen to me. They shut that whole dessert aisle down, took everything off, because I could have been an undercover inspector. I could have, should have been, should have had called them. But due to the fact that maybe the manager didn't know that this was going on, which means that you need to retrain your employee, or that employee that I told needs to be discarded. 3 months later, they shut that one down because someone got sick. Simple as that. All because they didn't want to listen. So with that being said, thank you guys for chiming in with your girl, your co-host Cynthia J on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Make sure you check your girl out every Thursday, unless otherwise, for some other reason, I won't be able. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, GMT, 1 a.m. time, Pacific, 4 p.m. And for those, if you can get a chance, please go out there and check out my bio. You can check out my music on Cynthia J22 at YouTube. And before I forget this, for those who didn't know and for those who did, last week we celebrated my brother who ascended to the most divine and celebrated his birthday. It was amazing. Shout out to everyone who was supportive, who was there physically, still support even when they weren't there physically, for sending their love, sending flowers, sending gifts, making things. Shout out. Oh, I see my beautiful sister on here on TikTok. For Harmony Creations. For those who would love to definitely get their material made, from napkins, cups, tumbler cups, shirts, mats, whatever it is, whatever logo you desire on it. Give out my amazing sister, lovely sister, a shout out at Harmony Creations. Oh, she just chimed on in. Go ahead and put that in there, sis. Your your profile so they can see you. And definitely check her out if you in the DMV area. She does a lovely job. Her and her beautiful daughter. I salute them, miss her dearly, her beautiful self. And again, for those who were there dancing, having fun, shout out to my family, my cousins and them for definitely putting it out there, for helping. I mean, guys, it was amazing. It was amazing. I shedded tears. My dad, my other baby brother, my sister-in-law, everybody was there. I just couldn't ask for anything better. My mom was joyful. Shout out to my mom, Shout out to the mothers who had their children have left this earthly plane from the physical body, but their spirits still reside here, because it's not easy being a mom who has lost a child. I can only say experience that from a infant perspective, but to lose your child as they have grown older or in their teens or in their adolescence, I wouldn't know what that feels like. I only know at the infant stage. And so again, that was my brother, my heartbeat, taught this young brother of mine, but he taught me more as he got older. And I thank God for him for making me a big sister and making me a mom to learn and an auntie in so many ways. So shout out to all April loves. Happy birthday to all the April loves. And for those who celebrate Easter, happy Easter. I don't do Easter anymore, but happy Resurrection. For those who celebrated Palm Sunday last week, I know y'all enjoyed. For those who are traveling this weekend, please be safe if you're traveling up and down the East Coast. And even if you're traveling in the West and the Midwest for the holidays, please be safe, because people are not paying attention what they're doing when they're driving. Like, seriously, they're not. Other than that, if you have other businesses, definitely shout it out, shoot it to your sister. I can definitely advertise it. We can work out something. And with all that being said, happy weekend, Resurrection Weekend. Again, happy whole solar, happy equinox, happy lunar, happy all of the above from the month of March now until continuing to go on. So hit that like button, subscribe, and share. If this is your first time tuning in on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Thank you all for my TikTok fam for supporting me. Y'all definitely increase the following, but it's not about following for me. It's about just giving the information and putting it out there, chatting with you, enjoying you, loving with you, encouraging you, speaking the truth and only but the truth. Again, take care of yourself this season. Make sure you ate plenty of fruits and vegetables and juice. This is the time to cleanse your body. Make sure you don't eat too much meat, starches, sweets, all of that, guys. This is the season and the time to cleanse your body and get yourselves ready, because a lot of people are getting too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable with this cookout food. Telling y'all that now. Don't get too comfortable with that cookout food now. But with that being said, I thank you guys. Love y'all. Peace and love. Oh, and if you're looking for a birthing doula, check out your girl on Healing Hearts Tailor Made Doula. You can also find us on YouTube, and you can also find us on Instagram at Healing Hearts Tailor Made Doula, and you can find us on Facebook. So peace and love and blessings to all of you guys. Thank everyone for chiming on in tonight on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Make sure y'all continue to show your love. You gotta keep guys, later, TikTok family. What your situation may seem, you gotta stretch your faith. You gotta keep on moving. You gotta keep on pressing through your obstacles. It doesn't matter what your situation is. It doesn't matter what your obstacles may be. You gotta stretch your faith.
That's your faith. You gotta keep on moving. It doesn't matter what your situation.